Hello there, my YouTube family. How are you? I am Helen Sattler, your Destiny Helper, coming to you once again. I want to first of all thank you. Thank you so much for those emails that you're just dropping in by the droves. Thank you, thank you, thank you. The questions that you're asking. You know, I did a video. The last video I did live was on breadcrumbing, and it is amazing how many responses I've gotten over that video. Many of you are emailing me and writing me and saying that right there was where I am. I need you to talk a little bit more about that because that's what I'm dealing with, and I don't know how to break away. Breadcrumbing teach you how to accept trauma bonding. And what the narcissist does is give you a little bit of what you call affection, emotions, and they may even throw something in sexually that they have learned from another supply, and they institute that into the bedroom. And now you are enamored about what they're doing, and whatever was wrong, you soon forget. And if you don't watch yourself, you'll find yourself apologizing to the narcissist for something that the narcissist is doing. And you would do anything not to have any division between you and the narcissist. And so you apologize to the narcissist, and the narcissist give you little tidbit, just enough to keep you hanging on, just enough to keep you hopeful in a very hopeless situation. And you can have evidence that it's not working. You can have evidence of the trauma bonding. You can have evidence of fog. You can have evidence of physiological impairments, things that are going on because of your stress level. You can have evidence of that, and you would turn it and go to the blame game. It must be me. It has to be me. And I'm going to make it better. I'm going to do more. I'm going to love him more. Then I'll be quiet. I won't argue back at him. So you start putting up all of these defense systems against things that you have to deal with and things that need to come into accountability, that need to be addressed. You will back off from addressing those things because you will think, surely I don't want to cause any problems with the narcissist. I want him to come home to me, and what he gave me yesterday, what she did last night, I want that again. So they breadcrumb you. This is part 2 of breadcrumbing. Breadcrumbing is the Hansel and Gretel story backward. You remember Hansel and Gretel, when they went into the woods, they began to leave breadcrumbs so they can find their way back home. But the birds, the crows, ate up the bread and the trail. Well, they tried to get it back home, but what happened is the narcissist dropped breadcrumbs along the way to lead you to the house of horror. And many times you lose yourself, especially those of you who probably was raised by a narcissist mother or father, or some of you had 2 narcissist parents or grandparents, whoever that was. They taught you how to lower yourself. They taught you how to receive devaluation. So you receive that, and to you, that is the norm. And remember when I did that teaching about the cortisol, how it's being released in your body, and your brain is so loaded with it until it's sending shock waves throughout your body, and your body is on overload to the system that alert you. It is destroyed from all of that cortisol, and you no longer get those alerts. You no longer get those alarms. They have been damaged. Too much cortisol, and you can only deal with so much stress. And I'm telling you, you have to learn how to protect yourself and how to keep yourself. The narcissist is just going to give you enough to pull you along, to make sure that you are dragged through the mud, to make sure that every time they traumatize you, they love you. It's in confusion to your emotion. It's in confusion to your mind. And the trauma bond is the low rate. It's like having a low radar where you can't pick up. And you are so used to it, especially when you have come from trauma anyway, and you have adjusted to trauma anyway. Now, those of you that got in relationship, this is your first narcissistic relationship, and the person has NPD, you've never been in a relationship like this. It is not descriptive. You never knew that someone can be this hostile and loving, and it's not really loving. It's what they need from you to keep getting the supply of energy to keep them going. And especially if you marry them and they don't want you to leave, so they breadcrumb you because it has to be something given that will cause you to stay in the midst of trauma, in the midst of all the hostility, in the midst of devaluation, in the midst of serial cheating and lying, in the midst of being overthrown and deceived. So with all of this, you like, how can all of this be in one person? And this person looks you in the eye and say, I love you. Those 3 words have gotten more people in trouble all year round, not just Valentine's Day, all year and for years, until you are so trauma bonded in that situation, you don't come out. Your mind don't come out. Your emotions don't come out. But you have a will that will gear you and say, look, enough is enough. No more breadcrumbing. I can't get full off of breadcrumbs. I can't be completed off of breadcrumbs. Breadcrumbs is not enough to survive this relationship. It can't even restore the relationship. So what it does is elude you to falsity and a false hope and a false expectation. Breadcrumbing is the killing of true expectation and the allurement of false expectation. It transitions into a substitution until you accept the substitution more than the authenticities of relationship. And you can't even relate, because you can't relate to the pain and the damage that is done over the months, over the years, over the decades of being with the narcissist, never assured of true love, never knowing for sure and having the confidence that you're loved. And just when you say, I'm finished with this, I'm done with this, I'm out, here come the breadcrumbing. And they get your hope up again. Well, you've been with it for 20 years. You've been with it for 30 years. You got more than a pattern. You got more than a cycle. You have a system of terror going on in your body. And even though your mind may say it's the truth, your body is saying, this is crazy. I can't take this anymore. I want out. And you don't get out. Breadcrumbing is the allure to keep you there. It is the bait to keep you biting. It's to look in the mirror and try to find yourself in your eye gate again. Breadcrumbing is not for you. You are a whole loaf woman. You are a whole loaf man. And you deserve all of it, not part of it. Get around strong people that can strengthen you. Get into a church that is powerful. Go to the library, the museum. Put back in you, because you notice that with breadcrumbing, the more you stay with the narcissist, the less you give to you, and you start giving everything to them until you start to disappear and the narcissist starts showing up in every arena of your life. But the places they show up is highly damaged, highly marked, and has no evidence of an equilibrium when it comes to love. I want you to continue writing me. I want you to continue asking the questions, and I will continue to answer them. And I want to hear from you. Breadcrumbing is not for you. You're better than that. Join me on the next video, and make sure you subscribe to this channel. Push the bell, and every time I come on, even live, you will be notified. Love you. See you on the next video. God bless.